соглавный бой вечера. В синий угол клетки приглашается боец из города Калининград. Его зовут Sardor Khodzhanov.
Fight number 10 of the evening is a bantamweight super fight. And making his way down to the blue corner, Sardor Khodzhanov. Anyone with a nickname Krokop has got a lot to live up to with regards to kicks after the famous MMA fighter from Croatia, Krokop. Khodzhanov, 177 centimeters, very tall for a bantamweight. 61.2 kilograms in weight, and he's 31 years old. He comes from the Cage Club in Kaliningrad and has a record of 7 wins, only 2 defeats. Looking at his record, his wins come from heel hook, guillotine, armbar. With a nickname like Krokop, I'm expecting to see some stand-up and some kicks. So maybe a mixed bag. There we see the blue tape going down to the blue corner. So Krokop, submissions, but are we going to see the strikes? Personally, I love to see these MMA fighters now with a complete mix and all-round game, and that's exactly what I'm expecting in this super fight. Again, on the Fubo Sports Network and Clash TV. And I'd like on the Clash TV app to give us your opinions. What are you expecting? What are you seeing? Are you seeing it differently to how I am?
А в красный угол клетки мы приглашаем его оппонента из города Санкт-Петербурга. Встречайте, Федор Дурыманов!
So his opponent in this bantamweight super fight, Fedor Durymanov from Russia, 168 centimeters tall, so the smaller of the two by quite a significant distance. 61 kilos in weight, 27 years old, and he's from the sech pro team in St. Petersburg. With a record of 3 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw, he has 2 fast KO wins on his record. Lost last time out by rear naked choke, and he'll be looking to get himself back in winning ways, possibly with a knockout. Now, this will be interesting with a smaller man by a significant amount against the tall man who calls himself Krokop.
Десятый бой вечера. Легчайшая категория. И мы представляем вам бойцов в синем углу клетки. Боец из города Калининград. Его рекорд 7 побед, 2 поражения. Из клуба «Клетка» по прозвищу «Сорвиголова» Sardor Khodzhanov. А противостоять ему будет боец из красного угла клетки, из города Санкт-Петербург, команды «Сечь Про» с рекордом 3 победы, 1 поражение и 1 ничья. Федор Дурыманов. Рефери в клетке Вячеслав Киселев.
Okay, this bantamweight super fight. Khodzhanov in the blue, Durymanov in the red. I've had a question of who wins more often, grapplers or strikers. Very interesting question there. I would say that basically, obviously every fight starts standing, so strikers have that advantage. Grapplers, obviously, once it gets to the floor. But I think the key thing in MMA is the wrestling. The person who controls the wrestling in the clinch is the guy who decides where the fight goes. You can be the best grappler in the world, but if you can't get a fight to the floor, you're going to lose. You can be the best striker and knockout artist, but if you get taken down, you can't win. So in my opinion, the wrestler, the guy who controls the clinch, is the guy who has got a control of the fight. And let's see if that happens in this one. Again, send your messages in if you disagree with me. But here we have Khodzhanov in the blue, Durymanov in the red. Fainting. And it's Durymanov who comes in first with some strikes. I'd like to see Khodzhanov using that reach, that advantage. I think Durymanov working the footwork well. He needs to be in and out, steal some kicks while he works in to get the punches. No one really getting the upper hand just yet. Khodzhanov not really using his height. He needs to work the jab as he switches southpaw then. Now, he switched southpaw and then threw the big left high kick there. Didn't cleanly land. Jumping knee there from Durymanov. As he closes the distance, he's put himself into a guillotine. Should be able to defend. And he's popped his head out there. So now we have Durymanov on top, full guard. Khodzhanov, as mentioned, the tail of the tape, wins from heel hook, guillotine, armbar, so very comfortable on the ground. As he's holding on, looking to control the left arm of Durymanov, which he gets free and straight away punishes Khodzhanov for holding it. And that's what you have to do as a striker from on top when you've been tied up by a grappler. That's what you have to do. As soon as they tie something up, punish them for it. Pull the arm out, fire the strike in, punish them every single time. So here we have Durymanov trying to punch his way out of the clinch there. So for the man known as Crow Cop, it definitely does look like Khodzhanov is the grappler of the two. He's trying to tie up, whereas Durymanov trying to break free and fire the strikes in. So it was a very good switch from strikes, firing the punches into the takedown from Durymanov. Scoring points, he's definitely ahead here now in this round. And it's Khodzhanov looking defensive. Both fainting. Again, Durymanov throws the strikes, closes the distance and gets the takedown. Racking up the points here, and again not looking under any threat on the ground. He's got good solid ground and pound from that guard. Khodzhanov can't sit and not do anything from here. He needs to start threatening something, because at the moment he's just eating punches from this bottom position. In the last minute of the first round, Durymanov on my card, certainly winning this round. Guys at home watching on the Clash TV app, give us your opinion. Let us know what you think. What can Khodzhanov do? At the moment, this is all Durymanov. Khodzhanov, even when he controls the head, even when he gets a hold of the head, he's only really resting. And there, Durymanov looks past the guard, he gets a side control. Not got enough time left, maybe for a finish, but it's just... Oh, that's good, solid punches. A little bit of space gave Khodzhanov a chance to get up, and that was a good finish to the round there. But I think, for me, on points, very clear win for Durymanov. You'll see the replay, that's the jumping knee. Jumps in with the right and throws the left through. And straight away mixes the strikes so well, the transitioning from firing a knee to the double leg takedown. Excellent work there, really nice, and that's pure MMA. You know, these are the sort of things you don't learn from just going to Thai boxing or just going to wrestling. The mix in the middle of the striking straight into wrestling is pure MMA. That's what makes the sport so special. You see the wafting and the towel trying to cool down fighter Khodzhanov. Who needs to have a real think this round. What can he do different? For me, he needs to use his reach. He's got a far superior reach. He needs to try to keep Durymanov off, which I know is definitely easier said than done, but that's what he needs to do. Straight shots down the middle, maybe the teep or maybe the long jab to try and keep that distance. Nice inside low kick, at least giving him something to think about, slowing down that forward pressure. Good distance in there, moved out of the way. This is a better start, more assertive footwork as well. Put Durymanov a little bit onto his back foot now, just by feinting and throwing in that inside kick. Oh, and then he throws the jumping knee. But again, it's that transition between striking to wrestling. Durymanov is exceptional there. Catches the knee, gets the takedown, and now he's back in a controlling position. That's top half guard against the fence. Again, watch for Durymanov to start. He escapes the arm and fires a shot straight in as soon as he does. Pushes down on the head, works in. Can hear those shots echoing. Good, solid ground and pound shots from a really good, strong position. Look at that control there underneath into that sort of half Nelson. It's a great position to strike from there. Controls the head, keeps the distance in so you can get enough power into your punches. And even there, even though he's let the legs go back in between them, that's not really of any significance because he's got that half Nelson to fire the shots in. And now he can use that to switch to the back if he wants to. You see he's moved the right arm over. Is he going to try to use it to take the back? There we go, one hook in. You see that nice setup. So that all came off that half Nelson. Then as he moved the legs, he comes round. Again, the back position, I've said earlier that the rear naked choke, probably the strongest submission in MMA, but also just from being on the back, the attacks that you can do, the strikes. Khodzhanov in a really bad position here now. I think the fence is saving him a little bit because Durymanov can't get round to the back. And he's chosen instead to maybe use the cradle to turn him around. But at the moment, really, really bad position for Khodzhanov. 2 minutes left in the round. If he can work his way behind and get the other hook, it could be the end of this fight. There he's got the face, sort of rear naked choke, the mandible strangle. You'll hear some people call it, where the chin's down. If he gets both hooks in, he can still get enough power, even with the chin down, to get a finish. He's looking to soften him up with the strikes first. Oh, and he switched to the armbar. That was beautiful work. Very, very good. He had control from the back. He couldn't get himself round to get the finish. He tried to get the choke, couldn't get that on, so he switched. And the auxiliary submissions from the back, being the armbar, the triangle from the back, or the Kimura, is your next options, and that's what he did. A very fast attack there for the armbar. Excellent work there, and back to winning ways for Fedor Durymanov.
Итак, в этом бою на 4-й минуте второго раунда победу болевым приемом на руку побеждает Федор Дурыманов! Федор, пару слов. Дистанция, безопасность.
Further, a few words after the fight. We're keeping the distance for our safety. You wasn't in MMA for 2 years. You didn't participate in any competitions, but you participated in Combat Samba. Tell us about your return. Hello to everyone. Hello to all viewers. It was very hard to return. 2 years I was left. But I was in Russian team of Combat Samba. I passed Championship of Russia, of Europe, and of the world. I wanted to go on MMA combat, but didn't have time. But right now I have it, and I'm starting new story of my career in MMA. We are glad with your return, nice return. What can you tell to your supporters? I want to thank all my supporters, to all my team, to Nikolai Danilenko. He is still training me. I was an amateur fighter. I was more amateur fighter, but I want to show him and all to all people that what I can do. Thanks to all my coaches, my boxing coach. Thanks to everyone. I will return soon.